That can go. And that should work.
He's been nodding.
I'm going to change you from this mode to this mode and see what happens. It might work, might not. Okay. And I don't need your tips. Every time these tips in the way the buttons I've got to press.
Now there's camera things.
Well, they'll have to live with it. Oh, it's weird that's all going out on the port. Yeah, whatever. Live is live, isn't it? Let's just allow it.
Live's live.
Live is live, and people can enjoy our faces going in and out of focus.
I mean, they can enjoy your face. And
no, look, because there's a cube on you, right? So that cube on you means that it's trying to find you as well. So if I go back, it'll be like, is there a space between Steve and Jessy I can see? Is what will happen. Of course, we'll have to wait several minutes for it to catch up. There you go. That found Jessy, followed him back a little bit, gave up, followed me again.
Yeah, I look like I'm on a security camera from a grocery store heist of some sort.
You look fairly in focus on Twitch there.
There we go.
Okay, so let's go here. So we've got YouTube there, Twitch there, Facebook here. All of this stuff gets cut when I go. And if I sit nearer you, the camera will have more chance.
Sure, you want to get closer? It's pretty cold.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are 7 minutes late, which isn't too bad for CKDS Radio because we have a lot of technical difficulties. Today's one was particularly special. I got banned from Facebook for nothing. I wasn't even online. But apparently yesterday I posted something inappropriate. But they won't show me what it is because it's inappropriate. So I don't know why I'm banned. Filing my appeal for the ban was difficult because they ask you things like, why do you think it's okay to post this? And the answer to that is quite difficult to select when you don't know what this is.
How many posts did you send yesterday?
Yesterday, maybe 2. And they're things like the good news from 4Up, things like that. I've literally got no idea.
Oh, you tried to share good news?
I tried to share good news.
No, see, that's the problem right there.
Yeah,
you tried to share some good news.
It was offensive behaviour.
It is
And I
offensive
have
to
been
share.
put on the naughty step.
The world is on fire.
And it made me laugh because they didn't terminate the live show from the event schedule. They kept it online and then told me I wasn't allowed to do it. So anyone who was waiting wouldn't be able to see it, which is just absolute genius. But fortunately, I'm used to Facebook slapping me for no good reason. And there are multiple people as administrators on the account. So I'm logged into somebody else just to be here. So, on that note, hello, welcome to CKDS Radio.
Hello, welcome to CKDS Radio.
And I will say to you guys, last week, I'm very sorry, I was yelling at everybody, why is nobody talking to me? We'd seen previously that there had been hundreds of thousands of streams launched in the previous week's show. And I was like, if there's so many people, why are you all silent? And then I logged off and all the messages and comments came through when I logged off. So it turns out, again, it was a Facebook glitch. None of you are talking to me on other platforms, best I can tell, though. It's just the Facebook people.
Are we live on Snipe?
No.
Is there live on Snipe?
Yeah.
Why are we not live on Snipe?
I've got several live platforms. We're not on any of them. That's all. Because it's already complicated enough. When we get... Look, the next thing is tactic. It's TikTok. And then we will focus on
Oh, tactic.
Yeah.
So first TikTok and then the rest.
And then I think that's it. I think it's TikTok and then maybe I'll try a Snipe Live.
Do you want TikTok?
Do I want TikTok?
Yeah.
I think it's worth having TikTok. You can make some money on TikTok, can't you?
I think so.
Yeah.
You want me to turn TikTok live on?
Have you set up a new TikTok? Because last time you said this isn't my TikTok.
I changed the name and deleted all previously, because it was my TikTok, and then we made it into
The group TikTok, and then
TikTok, and now it's back to being my TikTok. So today I shared a TikTok that was just like, I have nothing important to say, so take a breath.
Oh, okay. Now we'll do it next week. Now that we know we have a TikTok access, we'll get on TikTok next week. Let's not add complications. But TikTok is next.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
So, hello to everybody. It's been chaos. I discovered some stuff today, which is if you try and move a car when it's still in gear, even without a battery in it, it will still try to start. So that. And
the thing that he didn't mention, because he was sitting in the car steering it, is that it is also significantly harder to move the car when it's in gear.
Yeah, it's a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. That's why if you have a manual car, you put it in gear when you park.
It moves a lot faster once I took it out of gear.
Yeah. So tiny car, 3 people pushing on it because it's in gear, and I didn't know until the end, because finally I had my head in the dash or in the hood, and I could hear the engine go tick tick tick.
Well, it made me laugh though was the car tried to bump start when it was being pushed, and we all stopped because we thought we'd hit something. None of us even considered that the engine was just trying to turn over. Oh, good times. So that was part of today's adventures, the Facebook bans, moving the car. My new book arrived.
Oh, this is a new one.
This is the Sh1t ad click book. So.
But I didn't realize it was new.
Yeah. Well, newish. It was published officially 3 months ago, but this is the first time I've had access to a physical copy.
So I can buy it on Amazon?
Yeah, buy it on Amazon.
Okay.
So I had, like, you flipped through it more than I have.
I'll support you.
Literally.
But you wrote the thing.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen what's in there. I've got a rough idea what's going on between the pages.
You know what's going on?
Yeah, but it's nice to hold like the tangible copy, which is why I'm annoyed that the previous book has gone missing. Because there is something really nice about holding a tangible copy.
I mean, if you really want, I can order this one and your other one.
I'd like to know where the other one's gone. I mean, if you're going to become somebody who works in marketing, then collect my books, because there's stuff in them is useful. I go out of my way to make it that way.
Steve, I want to rewrite your books.
That's not
into stories.
I'm not against it. I challenge you to, in fact.
Yeah,
buy my books and then write them into stories, and then I'll check the stories are actually still completely
accurate.
To
yeah,
the story.
Exactly. Like I will struggle with your system.
Yeah.
And then struggle with your book.
I love that idea. I love that idea of somebody else reinterpreting the work. Because Laura used to reinterpret all my work, because I do write Steve. I write Steve. And Laura used to reinterpret my work before it went on websites. So I'm perfectly happy for you and I to reinterpret my work again, and it to go out and them to be Jessy books.
Oh, I would put Jessy and Steve.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Like that's.
But especially because I love the idea that it increases the reach and the awareness, having more versions and interpretations. Like, I write my stuff from a fairly highly technical standpoint.
Yeah.
But yeah. But if you were to be writing it from an entry level standpoint, it would make the world a difference.
Well, and especially if we want normal people to read it and use it, then
absolutely. I love the
make
idea.
it like Snipe Search for Dummies version.
Yeah, love it. Can't call it that, obviously.
No.
Yeah, the trade issues. Although I have seen a lot of ebooks that use the For Dummies brands without permission.
Ooh.
Yeah, they do. But you got to be super careful. I don't want to be any part of getting that lawsuit.
Oh no, it'll just be Snipe Search for Jugglers.
So also, if you like, if you want to get your other brand in there.
There you go.
Also, very exciting for me today is obviously last week I had gone and taken pictures of the celestial alignments, and they looked fantastic, but I had a fairly standard lens on, and I then went and ordered myself a significantly more powerful one, and this arrived again in today's haul. So I now have a camera lens which is
long, very long.
fairly insane. I took a picture earlier of the church in the city, which is about 6 kilometres away, and it's a little out of focus because my hand was doing this because I didn't have it on a tripod. But it's all in all, for a picture taken 6 kilometres away, it looks fairly fantastic. Did you see the picture? Did I show it to you?
No, you just told me about it.
Like, it's it looks. I'll.
Is that the thing that got you banned? The picture of a church?
I'm not. That's taken from.
Yeah, that's
Taken from here.
pretty.
That is impressive, right? Shaky hands from that distance.
Oh.
If I remember, when I'm editing this, I will slap that image into the B-roll for people to see what I'm talking about. But it looks fantastic. This was definitely worth it. As I said to Jesse, this lens is only $100, and I guess I should put the link to that somewhere.
Probably.
Yeah.
No, this is just pure marketing now.
Yeah, just because
CK.
No, I'm super excited. I was thinking that actually.
CKDS Radio just ads.
When I go, that'd be a really good channel. That'd be just so much fun. Just literally, just advertisement beginning to end. Just Coke, Pepsi.
Just advertisement, but like transparency about it.
Yeah.
Not just
that'd be so
forcing
cool.
ads in places where they don't fit, but just transparently. We just ads.
Yeah.
And we try to make it
I
fun.
realised it earlier when I was releasing episode 4 onto Spotify, and I put in the subtitles so you can get a base premise of everything that we've said. And I was like, Jesus Christ, there's at least 3 products mentioned in every episode. Now, nobody pays us to put products in, and I don't necessarily generate any real income from the stream whatsoever, even when you go and use my own stuff. Like when we talk about Snipe Office a lot, that's a free thing I give away. There's no money in this. But we do, because obviously a lot of the stuff that we engage in is between my projects or Jesse's, there's a lot of work, or I older call gadgets. There is a lot of product talk in the shows. There's a lot of them.
Yeah, the people I have sent the show to have told me it's very technical. Yeah. And especially both my dad and my wife have told me that it's hard to listen to your accent.
To my accent?
To your accent.
To my accent.
They're not used to the British accent.
How dare they? But they can understand a Canadian.
Of course.
Ridiculous.
Especially my Canadian. I often get complimented
with
on
your
my
flappy
accent.
heads.
Precisely. Plenty of space for the words to come out.
Nice recovery, I like it. I've been watching a lot of South Park recently.
It might surprise you. I caught the reference.
Yeah, no, I noticed. Well done. I mean, it does surprise me, but I assume I look at you the same way I do maybe with when Drew, we're talking about media and contact with Drew. If it's far enough back that maybe you were in your teens, you might have caught it.
Yeah, like Recess.
Oh my God, Recess.
A lot of the Disney Channel.
Yeah, Drew just doesn't.
Kim Possible. Would that count as anime?
Kim Possible, I don't know. Someone would have to chirp in on that. Hey Dan! It's the Dan! Sorry. The Dan was one of the original DJs for CKDS Radio.
Original DJ.
He is an original.
So he's probably like wanting music.
He is the first person to give me a ridiculously large middle finger on the air. Back when I was the boss man, and the Dan was doing a live show in Luton. And I was doing, and he was on with Nick, and I had one rule about songs you couldn't play, and that was Akon's Mr. Lonely. It did my tits in. I hated the song. One sec. Because I'm not sure if he's still in the room. And I was at this party. There's about 6 minutes delay. No, 2 minute delay. And I'm at this party and we're listening to CKDS Radio at the party. Dan comes in the Segway and he's like, that was whatever it was. I don't remember what the previous song was. He goes, but let's see how long it takes for my phone to start ringing. And then he put on Mr. Lonely. And this is how we know how long the delay is, because he turned it off the moment I told him to. Picks up the phone as I'm screaming, I've told you not to play that shit on my hair. Turn that. Yeah. And I was just effing and blinding. And of course, he had routed the call into the broadcast. So anyone listening anywhere in the world to CKDS Radio was now not listening to Mr. Lonely or any music, but was just listening to me berate Dan as he wet himself laughing. So that was the Dan. It was good times. You know. I mean, don't play the song, but but he definitely created a story. But yeah, Dan's my boy.
So because it was an internet radio, you could basically say anything you wanted.
I mean, we did. I don't know if you could, but we definitely did. We just talked about anything. We were often offensive, and there was.
Well, that's what I mean. Because the way you're describing the story with Dan, it sounds like you're not using very fluffy and.
It was not fluffy. There was no fluffy. There was
Like-
no fluff. The live shows were always after the 9 p.m. threshold. Do you have that in Canada, the threshold?
Threshold?
Yeah, so in public entertainment, you're not allowed to swear before a certain time. And that's the threshold.
Oh.
Yeah, and in England, I think the threshold is 9. It might be 7, but I think it's 9. And our live shows were always post-threshold. So, yes, you could say what you wanted. I mean, I'm still surprised we didn't get in trouble in general with some of the stuff we said, just because people complain things are politically correct now. But I said the other day, things haven't got significantly more politically correct, because it's been a slow curve. And we were, we're talking 2010 maybe, 2005, 2006. So...
I was in high school.
Shut up. Whippersnapper. So the world was still already fairly progressive, and we could be really quite offensive. Sometimes because I've got older, I do realise that we were past the mark. We weren't on the mark, we were past the mark. And I look back and go, oh, how did we get away with that? And people go, oh, you will get away with it now. It's like, we should have got away with it then. It's not a now and then situation. This is that we just got away with stuff. But yeah, I mean, I'd still like to go back to doing it the old way because it was fun. Even if people like Dan would play songs that I had strictly banned.
I mean, to be fair, if you strictly ban a song, it's probably going to be the first song that especially if I know that you're at a party and they're probably playing the radio. It's just...
It made me... this is one of the things I loved about it, because obviously we were a bit pre-Spotify. I love the fact that that was a party I was at, and there were other people from the radio at that party, so we were listening to the radio, it was our thing. But I loved that there were places around the world that had parties listening to us anyway. We were not the first people to do it. There was one person in Luton somewhere who, as I remember it, put on CKDS radio and then put his speakers out his window and forced the street to listen to the show. Somebody contacted us, they were having a party in Australia, they were listening to us. It was just... Could you imagine just being at a party and listening to a bloody radio station?
But if you're having a party on the station, then it's just...
Yeah, but it always felt special, because I've never been to a party where they've gone, oh, well, stick on Capital FM and we'll have a great time. People would put on their CDs, they'd pick songs. But people would have parties and play us. And that was so cool. So, yes, we were offended.
You want to get back to
absolutely.
Partying?
I'm getting old.
You're on your own for the partying.
I'm not sure that...
I'm just here for the conversation.
I'm not sure that the youngers these days will still take to me the way they used to. I'm not coming into...
Do people still do parties?
I don't know. I think post-COVID, we social distance parties.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, I know I went to a couple parties growing up, but I can't imagine them now.
I don't think Jack's ever said to me, I'm going to a party tonight. He's gone to conventions. Kids are boring now, aren't they? They're dull. We used to get drunk in a golf course. We'd take a boombox and break into the golf course at night and set up a bonfire in the field. And I mean, obviously, none of this could be used in a court of law. And we'd party in the fields and get hammered. What do the kids do now?
Well, when I was growing up, we would go into the forest and have a fire and get drunk.
Yeah, see?
That's what you do.
Yeah.
In a small town. There were party spots where it was like, all right, we go over there, have a fire, bring your beer,
Mm-hmm.
Everyone brings their own alcohol. It's like
What do people do now?
in my village, I think it's still the same as it was 2,000 years ago, where they go, like, a lot of people have a family cellar.
Right.
So the boys go to the family cellars. I don't know what the girls do, but the boys go there and get drunk on wine that they made, and just take turns on.
I want to make some wine again. I haven't done that in ages. I know that might be boring to you.
I mean, I know a guy that can help you out.
You know that, and my wine was lethal. Turn you blind. I'm not a good winemaker.
I mean,
I've had weaker whiskey than the wines I've made.
although, do you like wine?
Yeah, I like a bit of wine.
Red or white?
Red, I think, mostly.
Red mostly. Okay, so, because we could do a wine, like, obviously it's not the season, but around wine time we could go do a wine tour.
The wine time.
I could show you around. We can make it into a thing.
We should make it to a thing. I mean, if you can have a guy drive.
Like, now we're like, until between now and then we're going to be doing a bunch of tech videos where you're showing me how to do some techie stuff.
Yeah.
So then we could have a wine like a wine series where I show you how to do wine stuff.
I like the idea of that. Especially, I mean, I like the consumption of wine as an element.
Yeah, we can do some barrel tastings.
I haven't been to a vineyard in so long. It's been.
I mean, it'd be stainless steel. Stainless steel jungle was my life. I didn't go to the vineyards.
Oh no.
Only in New Zealand.
Well, I haven't been to a vineyard in a long time. I live on a vineyard, but I haven't actually.
It's been a while since Steve went outside.
Somebody said help. The place is literally called Vineyardska. It's the vineyards. It's where I live. But I haven't been to a vineyard and drunk wine in a long time.
There's a differentiator.
There's a differentiator. I mean, I took you in the grape strips next door, didn't I?
I think so.
Yeah, yeah.
What are you doing on Amazon?
Oh, I'm looking for a wine kit. I want to make wine.
Steve, if you want to make wine, you don't make wine. You make wine from grapes.
Yeah, I know. But I need barrels and filters and yeast and such.
First, you need grapes. So there's no point.
Yeah, but I'm not going to buy grapes on Amazon. I get grapes in the garden. I can just go in the garden.
Yeah, in like
and
October.
And I can get grapes.
It's February.
Okay, my fridge. My fridge is full of grapes.
It's March.
It is March, yes.
It is March. So we can go to Australia.
And where are we getting the Australia money?
Australia.
We're going to ask Australia for Australian money.
Actually, March is already too late for Australia. New Zealand.
If anyone's really enjoying the show and you're currently watching on Facebook, please give us 50,000 stars so that we can buy one-way ticket to Australia. If you're watching on Twitch, I don't know how money works there, but send money. And if you're listening on Spotify, I don't know how money works there, but send money. Also, go to ckdsradio.forum.eu. I don't know if I've installed a send money button, but see if there is one. I'll try and put one there. Send money. Apparently, we're going to Australia to buy some grapes.
New Zealand.
Oh, I thought we were going to Australia.
Yeah, but March is already too late for Australia. But if we go to New Zealand, they'll still have grapes.
I'm sorry, all of those numbers are obviously wrong because I'm going to. I mean, it's the right continent, but it's not the right general vicinity.
Actually, they're different continents.
That depends on where you went to school.
Apparently, New Zealand is part of a sunken continent, its own thing. Zealandia.
What? Who told you that?
The tectonic plates.
But that's not how continents are measured. The land masses and continents are not the same thing.
Oceania.
Yeah.
But I thought New Zealand was Zealandia.
Zealandia?
Zealandia.
And now I'm googling what the fuck is Zealandia.
Zealandia.
It's not a word I've ever heard.
Of course, because you didn't live in New Zealand.
It is a massive. Yeah, it's a mostly submerged continent that was recognised by geologists in 2017. It's the Earth's 8th youngest and smallest continent.
Steve doesn't like it when someone knows something that he doesn't.
No, because this is where how I explain to you that that's not real. I'm afraid.
A geologist called it that, so.
Yeah. That don't mean.
I mean, New Zealand believes they are a continent. I'm not going to be the one to tell them you're not. Also, I don't really know what classifies a continent as a continent.
Right. Nothing is arbitrary.
Exactly. It's like ocean.
There's no such thing.
That imaginary line in the ocean when one ocean becomes
the
another.
number of continents is subjective and varies by your current educational system because there is no agreed upon scientific definition of a continent.
So Zealandia is real.
Yeah, in the same way Santa Claus is. So the 8 continent system is not actually officially recognised anywhere. So if Zealandia was above water, it might have been accepted into an 8 continent system. But underwater, it is not a continent because continents require land mass.
I think it's New Zealand is the above water part, and the rest
you
is
can't have
submerged.
one country in a continent. There are some fairly small requirements, right? But there is a specific amount of size needs to exist. So there is a 5 continent model. There is a 6 continent model, a 7 continent model.
And now an 8.
No, there's not an 8 because it's underwater. I never heard of it, but I never heard of it because it's not real. So that doesn't really count. But yeah, it's closer to a plate system than it is a continent, which is good because plate systems are real. Continents are arbitrary based on education. I'm not sure why they originally got done the way they, because like in some systems, North America and South America are 2 different continents. In some systems, they're 1 continent.
I mean, we cut them in 2 with the Panama Canal.
Right. And do you think a canal was large enough to say these aren't the same landmass? And that's why there is an argument about, are they actually 2 separate continents or are they 1?
I mean, I love these technicalities. Like, when I was living in Germany, I lived on an island.
Was it like a small mass of land in the middle of a lake?
No. The river had a natural U-curve.
Yeah.
And then because they used it for shipping a lot, they built a canal.
Oh, jeez.
Making the only way to get to the part where I was living by boat or by bridge. Because they built a canal and it's a U.
Oh.
So they made it into an island. But it's in the middle of Germany. And it's actually, they call it Wine Island because it's just vineyards everywhere. It's a tiny island.
That's an interesting factoid.
I lived on an island.
So did I.
In Germany.
Mine was Great Britain.
I lived on a couple islands conquered by Great Britain.
So do most people. It's hardly a factoid. We got around. We'd be better off. We could have like a fun prize draw where somebody could write in if British troops have never set foot on their soil. Yeah, right? You thought of one yet?
Greenland?
I don't know. Well, no. Sorry, you guys have to read your science while I look it up.
Imagine some elevator music.
On Greenland. Let's have a little look.
Because I imagine the British would land on Greenland. This is ice. I'm out.
We've never formally owned it.
Oh, there you go.
It has been owned by the Danish since 1721. Wait, hang on. Oh, yeah, hang on. Greenland's a special one.
Yeah, also, how did the Danish end it? Like, hey, you see that landmass? That's ours now.
Because if I remember rightly...
But you're tired, so it's possible that you don't.
Britain holds a right of first refusal to Greenland based on the 1917 diplomatic treaty.
Right of first refusal.
Yeah, so if if the Danes don't want it anymore and are willing to sell it, there is an agreement that they will ask England if they want it first. So this came to the front of my mind like slowly but surely, because my gears are turning slowly because I am tired. When Trump was talking about he wants to buy Greenland, etc., 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 it all came out that this treaty has existed for over 100 years. That Denmark, even as the owners, don't have the right to say Trump can have it. If Denmark says we don't want them anymore, and Greenland say we don't want to be part of Denmark anymore, but we still want to be part of an empire, the first thing they have to do is ask England, do you want this? At which point, it depends on our mood, because normally we would have said, don't you just want to be independent? But now, because Trump's all over it, we'd probably be like, yeah, no, we do, we'll have that. Is that? But
if no one wants it, it's okay. Be independent. If someone else wants it, no, it's alright.
No, it's just Trump, because he's a bag of. Because there was this whole thing, because we sent people to defend it, because we've got a second refusal right to the territory. Whilst it has never primarily been ours, we had a refusal right to it, so we had to defend it as if it was ours, which again I think is part of the treaty. The reason we get first refusal is because we are obligated to protect.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So, fun one. No, we've never owned it, but we do have a sort of lease going on there. I'm not entirely certain how that became the conversation for them.
Saint-Pierre and Maquelon.
Pardonnez-moi?
Saint-Pierre and Maquelon.
Saint-Pierre and Macaron.
I think they have never been British.
Macaron. Oh, sorry.
No, there are two islands
right
off the coast of Canada that are owned by the French. And I think when England got the rest of Canada,
yeah,
the French got these two tiny islands off the coast of Newfoundland.
I feel like there might have been a degree of who cares? I don't imagine keeping that even if I'd won it. I'd be embarrassed to go back and go, well, Britain got Canada, but we got something too. What do we? Well, we got something. I've not even heard of these places.
I was tempted to go there once because I had never been to Europe, so I was like, oh, I can go to France.
What? Oh.
May I? Google?
Yeah, sorry, I have to look at my phone. Yeah, no, show me these tiny islands that we didn't occupy. The thing is, I'm not going to go out and suggest the British should start replanting flags just because we miss places. It's tiny.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's a tiny.
It's smaller than the Isle of Wight. I think maybe we did it concrete because we didn't notice it. Do you think we just sailed past?
Probably. I don't know if there's anything there.
Well, this is a good 200 people, I think. That is just so small. You can see, if I could take my camera and I could take a picture of one island end of the island to the next. That is so small.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's what the French got to keep.
Oh, it's 200 square kilometres. That is absolutely diddy, isn't it? That's a cold place.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
The hottest it gets. The peak temperature in this place is 20 degrees Celsius.
Oh yeah, that's peak summer.
That is the hottest it gets. Like, I'm from England, yeah. We don't see a lot of summer, but we break 20, and that is no, thank you. I was like, it's quaint actually. It could be fun to go to. It looks a little quaint. It looks a bit like Balamory. Like there's like 50 Saint-Pierre and Maquelon. Yeah, am I saying that right?
Maquelon.
There's like 20 buildings. There's about 20 buildings on the coastline, and they are painted like Balamory, and it looks quaint and nice. And I don't know it looks like a rail house, but obviously the island isn't large enough for a train, so probably not. But I was like, that's quite quaint. I can enjoy that nice coastal holiday, but no, that's too cold. That's not okay. Jesus Christ! Like, it doesn't get as cold as Czech does. You know?
What's the negative?
-5.
Oh, that's fine. That's warm. That's like tropical vacation for us.
Yeah, but it peaks at 20. Like, it must be in a very stable part of the globe. A very stable and unpleasant part of the globe.
I feel like there's a lot of wind.
Yeah, you know what? I reckon that's how it stays so cold. But I imagine its position on the globe is why it's got such a continuous and stable temperature. But it's not a stable temperature I could enjoy.
Yeah, because it's right on the ocean currents.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the coast of England get quite warm. And the coast of...
But we get
Italy gets warm.
the down current.
Oh, yeah. It's quite cold up there.
It's quite cold.
It's quite cold up there.
It's quite cold up there.
Yeah, I can see why that would suck.
I remember the first time I ever saw the ocean. I was 18. I went on a road trip.
Yeah.
And I was so excited. I was like, the ocean, finally. I think there was some jellyfish, so I was a bit scared. But then I was like, whatever, I'm going to go swimming. And I went in, and it was cold, so I went out. And that was it.
They've used a program called Luminar AI on their pictures.
To make it look good?
Yeah. And I feel like the chief mistake they've made, right, because I was able to identify that fairly sharpish, right, is that there is an AI sky enhancer. And you really do need to customise it when you use it on more than one image. Otherwise, it looks like every part of the island has the same cloud formation. They've just mapped the default sky AI on the top of every image. That's not good. Take your craft seriously. That's Luminar. Luminar makes colours pop, yeah. It pops like wildfire because those colours look vibrant and beautiful.
Oh yeah, it's just the exact same cloud in very different but it's a small island. Maybe it was taken on the same day.
And they moved all these buildings underneath that cloud. Is that
no? They just went to those buildings immediately.
That is the exact same position. I mean, if I cut that and dropped it there, that is definitely the same cloud.
It's the same clouds.
Yeah.
I'm trying to defend them. There's
in actual fact, you can also tell because it's got something called foliage AI, which gives grass a particular type of green tinge that you're seeing here. A beautiful piece of software, but
it makes it hard to enjoy nature because nature is never going to be as bright.
People are photoshopping like nature now. It's no longer enough to trim in somebody's waist or make their boobs bigger or clear up your skin. That tree's not pretty enough.
Yeah, well, for me it was the night sky with the purple or like the I don't know what kind of lens it was, but it just absorbs everything. It's like I've stayed in the sky is amazing when you're in the mountains or where you're somewhere and it's just clear, but it's not like in the pictures. You don't see ultraviolet or whatever it is. That's
the thing. Like I do, especially when I'm doing it as stock images to sell. I do like to enhance my images, but there's enhancing and there's denying all of reality. And it just feels like that's what some people are doing. And when you pick up this AI software and you haven't got a clue what you're doing, you end up doing this thing where you make every image look identical. And what's the point?
Yeah, I mean that's probably what if I was trying to upscale an image, that's exactly how it would end up looking. I wouldn't notice the sky.
Yeah.
I would just press go and like I did with the website, like this will work, and then as soon as I send it to you, no. But Jesse, this will not work.
But you're not so bad as others. I'm gonna be honest, right? Because I had somebody send me something that was vibe coded 2 days ago, and when I explained to them that it wasn't usable, they just kept trying to insist that it was, and I was wrong. And I'm like, I'm doing this for several decades now, and you've been vibe coding with AI for 10 minutes. I assure you I'm right. Do we have to take the long path?
What I struggle with is understand, like, is HTML just a language that is not used anymore? Or
HTML's not a language.
HTML is not a language.
No, well, it's not a programming language. It's a markup. So everything you see arrives as HTML, but it's not always delivered from HTML. This is the problem, yeah? Your wife and your father have said the show's high technical, but you do ask questions that lead us there. I'm just saying.
Yeah, because for me, I'm curious.
Yeah, so
like, when I was...
HTML isn't super dynamic. You can't do loads of cool stuff with it necessarily. Or HTML5 you can build games, but it's not database orientated. You can't have memberships. So people use PHP or Python or other stuff.
So it's the purely visual side of things.
Yeah.
But even that would be more CSC.
CSS.
CSS.
HTML and CSS are what make things visual. PHP,
and it's not enough.
No, PHP, SQL, Python, they are, and there's something else. Ruby on Rails, JavaScript, something else. These things make things functional.
Okay.
I used to do everything in HTML, and I did it all in Notepad. I would just type the code straight to Notepad and publish it. And then one day, I'm so old, in, I want to say 2000, Simon Owen comes up to me and goes, we should start doing the website in front page. And I was like, no, I don't like the idea of that drag and drop nonsense. But he convinced me, and he was like, I'll do some of the pages on the website if you let me use front page. So I was like, okay. So then we switched to using front page, and eventually went on to Dreamweaver. And now, because that stuff again, that's not really about dynamic things. We moved on to things that are more dynamic.
But for me, I like when I was doing the website or a visual version of it, I liked HTML that I could understand it and I could make some visual make something bold, and it was easy enough for me to understand that what I need to do.
Yeah.
From the minimal level of code that I know.
Yeah.
Is it possible to use that knowledge?
Yeah, of course it is. Because you can...
With the way the website is built, or not really?
Yeah, because there's custom HTML blocks in the website, and you can put them in there. But the problem is if you load it full of loads of conflicting HTML and CSS, then it will start to crash into each other. Like if you look at the site I'll be deploying either late tonight or in the morning, you'll find that I've built 23 revisions just so that I could get fresh imprints from the CSS to see what's conflicting with what. Because never trust a server not to cache a CSS file. Once you've made enough changes, you build a new version of the code, you change all the names to make sure you're not getting cache. And it takes a lot of revisions to get there. CSS, I hate it, to be honest with you. I hate everything. Why won't people just give me money for nothing? I just want to sit on a beach. No, not sit on a beach. I want to do radio shows with music on a beach, getting absolutely hammered and talking nonsense. Yeah.
I would be drinking either decaffeinated coffee or non-alcoholic beer.
Yeah, sure. You never drink anything. I'm a very rare drinker.
Yeah, like that's the thing. I like to have a glass of wine, and actually the other night I had a couple of glasses of wine while just talking to my dad on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
Seldom.
Mm-hmm.
Seldom more than half a bottle or a couple beers. I drank enough.
You drank enough when you were younger?
I drank enough when I was younger. I fell asleep once. Actually, at least twice in Australia. Once on a bench at the back of a bar,
mm-hmm.
and once on a field.
Was it a nice field?
It was a rugby field. But just the fact it was Australia terrified me when I realized snakes are a thing.
Did you ever watch Sandman? Sorry, this is a bit of a sideways.
Sandman.
Sandman. No, of course you didn't. It's too modern. You never would have been there. So Sadman, in that, Morpheus' son, his wife died at their wedding because she got bit by a snake, right? So he's a god, his son's a god, his wife's immortal. His sister, Morpheus' sister, is Death. And you reminded me of this because all of the gods are at the wedding, and Death knows the girl's going to die because she's got to pick her up after the wedding. Like, that is your nephew. Get interfere. Yeah, and just when you said fell asleep in the field and the snakes, and I was like, it triggered the memory how much that piece of that, and it was the show's plot wouldn't work without her getting bit by the snake, but her getting bit by the snake was stupid. So it's filled me with rage.
Yeah, so I had a drinking problem, so I
I see. It was an actual problem.
It was an actual problem.
But I drank a lot when I was younger. I wouldn't have called it a drinking problem because did you have to rehabilitate or did you just stop drinking?
I just stopped drinking.
Right. Well, that sounds to me like you were young and drunk like an idiot.
I mean, from my experience with British people while traveling,
Yeah.
I think that is very much part of the culture.
What? Drink until you fall asleep in the field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
gonna have to explain to me what the problem is.
In the general population, let's call it,
Right.
that is considered a drinking problem.
Mate, if you can quit on your own, you didn't have a drinking problem, right? If you get up and you could, most people when they are young drink too much because they're stupid. Now I'm not trying to convince you to start drinking again because you get older and you do drink less. You should drink less. I just think you have tarnished yourself with a demon that might not be as harsh as you think he is. Most people do what you did, especially as you say, part of our culture. We do it and then we get older and we stop doing it, and we stop doing it without the need for rehabilitation because we weren't addicted, we were just stupid. And that's the difference.
Yeah, it was partying.
Yeah, you were partying, you were stupid, you were young. And we were all stupid and young.
We were all stupid and young.
These days, I want more interesting things, like...
This is the second time you talk about the captain's table on this show.
I want it. I'm
So-
looking at the cocktails.
Christmas. We order a bottle and we have it for Christmas.
Oh, that is a good idea. No, it's because there's supposed to be a new wine out. So I was looking for the new wine.
Where's it made? That's the thing. If
It's supposed to be made in France because it's the Picard Chateau Picard.
But it depends on which part of France. In Saint Pierre Macaron, it's not going to be.
Where's the Chateau Picard?
Chateau Picard.
Yeah. I love, like... Lots of sci-fis don't make it yet because they don't merchandise properly. And money comes from merchandising. So, Star Trek really nailed it. They really nailed it.
With alcohol.
Because,
Or with merchandise in general.
because they merchandise in general, but to the point where, because the captain's family are from a vineyard, the fact is...
William Shatner?
No. Patrick Stewart. Chateau Picard. Month must be between... Oh.
Who's Shatner?
Shatner was Kirk.
Ah.
There we go.
So who's the one you're talking about?
This is Captain Picard.
There's two captains.
Star Trek is a story that spans 500 years and was filmed over 60. There are a dozen captains.
There's more than one captain?
Oh dear. All the Star Trek nerds who listen to this now, they're going to lose their... Right. So, I can't even lend you the DVDs. You don't own a DVD player, do you?
I don't even own a TV.
Oh. So Kirk was the first captain that saw air. Yeah, and that was William Shatner.
Okay.
He was the captain in every Star Trek that you saw between the 60s and the late 80s. In 1988, the second Enterprise is launched, and it's launched with Patrick Stewart playing Captain Picard. he is the captain for the next 7 years. But the show is so popular that another show launches on the back of it, somewhere in the middle. About 4 years in, Deep Space Nine comes in, which is a space station based one. The space station is run by Commander Sisko, who was one of the first sort of black leads in mainstream sci-fi. Not the first, because obviously there have been others, so I don't need everyone jumping on it. But it was a fairly big deal he'd been cast. And he got promoted to captain. But they were up because it was a space station, you saw other captains coming and going. Partway through DS9, because it was doing so well, Star Trek Voyager got launched on the back. With the first one, this was the first Star Trek that had a female captain, which was Janeway, played by Kate Mulgrew. Then Star Trek's franchise sort of died up a little bit for a few years. There was nothing for a while, and then we had Enterprise, which was based before Shatner's Star Trek, and had Scott Bakula. Do you know Scott Bakula?
I like the movies.
Quantum Leap?
I only ever saw the movies.
Okay. He wasn't in any of the movies. And he played Captain Archer. And Captain Archer is historically the reason why the Prime Directive exists.
The Prime Directive?
Yeah, the non-interference policy. Because Bakula's captain was the first one with warp technology, yeah? So he was the first one out into deep space. And he got involved in temporal wars, interfered with any alien species he came along with. He just created a mess across the galaxy. So he's where the rules came from. And then Kirk spent his career breaking them all. And then Star Trek basically got cancelled for a while. Then it came back with the more modern movies that you will have seen. And then the reboot with Lower Decks, which you've seen an episode or two of here.
Yeah, that's the crew that are the worst ship in the fleet.
Yeah, and it's the Dread crew. It's not the main crew. It's the Lower Decks.
Yeah.
It's the people who clean out the replicators and stuff. Lower Decks, Discovery, Strange New Worlds, which is one of me and Nicky's favourites. It's such a good Star Trek, which is based on Captain Pike, who was supposed to be the first captain back in the 60s, but he didn't test well with audiences.
Right, people do tests.
They used to.
They don't just wing it.
No, one of these days they wing it, but back then they used to really do it. So there we go. Grand Vin de Bordeaux, Chateau Picard.
Grand Vin de Bordeaux. Okay, yeah. I have a friend that works in Bordeaux.
So Bordeaux's a good place for wine.
Yeah, yeah.
So Chateau Picard should be good.
Yeah, should be good.
But I think there's a limited number of them.
Oh, definitely.
This current version of Chateau Picard is an 85% Cabernet Sauvignon and a 15% Merlot blend.
Yeah, makes sense.
If you say so.
It's modern, but
14 months in oak, 70% seasoned, and 30% no. Doesn't mean anything to me. But they've written that at people who understand wine. That is written for somebody who comprehends.
yeah, like that. What the numbers are saying, they all make sense, and I can imagine the flavor of the wine.
I think it'll taste red.
Especially because it's Star Trek, it would be a clean wine. They would not allow any Brett.
Bread?
Brett. Brettanomyces. It's a certain yeast
Oh right, I see.
that can live in oak and give wine a bit of a barnyard flavor.
Right.
And it's really hit or miss. And especially old world countries struggle with it because they don't have the same sanitation as New World.
Mm-hmm.
But because it is Star Trek, it would not go well with the brand.
Mm.
Star Trek is futuristic and clean.
Have a little look at the range. So many bottles.
Actually, it's really reasonably priced.
I know, right? I was surprised. Quite annoyed though, because you know what I just said to you? Strange New Worlds, one of me and Nicky's favourites.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see there's a Strange New Worlds wine? Chateau Picard Strange New World. If you haven't reached it yet, keep going. And then you'll see why I'm annoyed.
It's sold out.
It is sold out. It's the only one there that piqued my interest that was immediately sold out.
Mm.
Where's mine? Damn it! Damn limited edition wines.
Klingon blood wine.
Klingon blood wine.
There you go.
Do you ever have blood wine?
Blood wine?
Mm.
Although blood used to be used as a finding agent.
That's what I'm talking about. Sangue de Tora.
Strange New World.
Yeah, sold out.
Yeah, I would go with the original.
Because the first vineyard I ever visited did it the old way, and they did the blood wine. We got to try while I was there.
They, it used to be used as a finding product to take some bitterness out of wine, but then they stopped because it's blood.
Yeah. It was a very limited thing that we got to experience.
Yeah. There's still a lot of animal products used in wine production.
Yeah.
For the vegans out there, sorry.
Yeah, no, this wasn't vegan recommended. But as I said, Sangue de Tora, blood of the bull, was
yeah, exactly.
That's
still a lot of gelatin. Gelatin's quite common. Fish bladder, milk protein.
Oh look, I can pay with 4 easy interest installments.
Really? $15 each.
$15 a piece plus shipping. Oh, the Sh1t 3-pack collection is only $225. This is so much money. And it doesn't even have the Klingon blood wine in it. Oh, but I'll have to buy it.
Let's get some success, and then we'll have...
Yeah, but what we have to do is we have to order it, and then keep it until you've earned the right to open it. Like people do with expensive whiskies, like I did with my Jack Daniel's number 27. You know, it's expensive. I opened it when I was like, I've owned a glass of that. And I can pay in installments, look. Well, this one I could do $20 a month. Why am I paying in dollars a month?
Especially it's from... Or I don't know where it gets shipped from. It's French, sent to the States, and then back.
That feels mad.
That does feel mad.
That feels mad?
It feels mad.
So at least this product that we're discussing.
It feels like we're paying mostly for shipping at that point. Like,
at least this point, this conversation is slightly less technical, but it's technical in a different way, and the product placement again is not us. Limited liability company. Where are they? Blah 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 blah.
It's in dollars, and they're a limited liability company. It's in the States.
But England does LLCs. But hang on, here we go. New York.
Yeah.
But to be fair, they might ship it direct from France, just because they're in New York and they're charging.
I would assume that the way they do the wine is they buy bulk and then bottle it in the States. Or it's, I think you called it white label?
Yeah, white label.
Yeah, where it's a known chateau in France that just produces the wine for them, slaps their label on it, and calls it a day.
But that's my thing. If it's them just slapping the label on the chateau, then in theory they could just, because white label often gets drop shipped from the source location, doesn't necessarily go to warehouse.
True. That's a good point.
You know what we'll have to do? Order some and see what it turns up in. An envelope from France with all the wine coming out the side because they put it in an envelope. Obviously, the bottle got smashed.
It's good to be in Europe.
Yeah. Oh, that Cardassian one looks good as well.
Anything in a fancy bottle, it's just you're paying for the bottle.
Absolutely.
Glass is expensive, man.
It is. But to be fair, the Cardassian red is the same price as the 2386.
Have you ever seen the Ampoule?
No.
It's like $160,000 bottle of wine.
Right.
It's a really fancy glass. And it's hilarious because when you see the way that they package it, it's like you have a standard 750ml bottle of wine in a box that's in another box. And then by the time you're done with boxes, it's the size of a pallet. I was like,
Nice.
you still just get one bottle of wine. But when you're ready to open it, the guy from the winery comes to your house to open it for you.
I was like, oh, the Andorian ale's out. The Romulan ale they've actually only got the empty bottles of.
Empty bottles.
Yeah, they've run out of Romulan ale.
Hmm.
In Strange New Worlds, they cover the fact that Lower Decks is a cartoon. And from our perspective, we've always watched it, and it's just a cartoon. But there is a crossover episode between the two shows where the cartoon characters end up on the real show, and they end up as humans. They're live action. They're not drawn in like Roger Rabbit style. They become live action. So it's a time travel episode with all this crossover stuff. And at the end, they give the crew of the Enterprise and Strange New Worlds some Romulan ale, and the post-credit scene is those people drinking the Romulan ale, and as a result, the whole of Strange New Worlds ends up being the cartoon, because it seems that the issue is not that Lower Decks is a cartoon, but that is what Romulan ale does to your perception. So I quite like some Romulan ale. In Star Trek's future, it's actually illegal. It has been banned.
Romulan ale.
Romulan ale, yeah. Which they cover actually in Lower Decks.
Why it's banned.
Yeah, it's just like, is that Romulan ale? That's banned. And yeah, apparently because you will trip some serious balls on it.
It sounds like it.
It was watching the people from the serious show having panic attacks because they all look like cartoons. It's quite good. Meanwhile, it means that everyone in Lower Decks has accepted the way everything looks now. And you think you had a problem. I've drunk so much I'm animated. Pass me a glass.
Animations.
Oh, I really do. I love the new Star Trek.
At some point, I would like to get the Live Jugglers animation.
We will. That's the machine out there. It's fixed. It's just finishing Superman and Christmas Without Snow. Oh, my VCR thing came today to be able to try and download the scene from the camera. So I'll be able to finish those projects, and this PC will be ready.
You needed a VCR to download the scene from the camera.
To finish a Christmas Without Snow. I can't finish your work because all the machines are tied up and not behaving right. I can't wipe the machines because the stuff that's on them needs finishing. Christmas Without Snow has been a long project, and it tempered on me replacing just a few tiny little sequences in it. But I needed to recreate them in a way that would look authentic to the original, which required me shooting with the VHS camera. But what I discovered was that despite the fact I shot with the VHS camera, I didn't have a tangible way to get that type of tape downloaded because my DVHS is the wrong frame rate. So I got a 6-head VCR but had no way of hooking it up, and even if I did, it'd only be 240i. So I purchased a very specific hardware upscaler to put the VCR in, to plug it into the PC, so I could download the video footage in high definition, and it came today. It is the chunkiest device I have ever seen.
So the frame rate was wrong.
Essentially. That's the short version of that story. I couldn't use the tape in the VCR because the camera's frame rate is different. I used a different VCR for it.
But would there not be a digital way of adjusting the frame rate?
No. When you put something in a VCR and the frame rate's wrong, the video sort of scrolls up and down and it's black and white.
Okay,
it's an
yeah.
absolute mess. It is.
So the frame rate needs to be exact. Or
When it's a tape, yeah. On digital stuff, yeah, you just adjust.
Yeah.
But analog, no. And analog frame rate mismatch is absolute hell. And it's been 4 months since I needed to replace that scene. Since I got to the point where I needed to replace that scene, and the computer itself needs servicing and the hard drive replacing and formatting. I've got your stuff on there that I need to do, but your stuff isn't part of an open project. I did your sequence by sequence. This is an open project with like 1 million frames in it. So I need to finish it, get it off the machine, rendered out, so that I can format the machine, and then we'll carry on with the Jugglers cartoon, which should be fun.
You know, an average human would have just cut the scene.
No, it's important. It's it's plot is there are scenes that I've cut, but this is plot imperative essentially. It's you establishing the mindset of the character, and you can't really cut that out. Because I thought about it as well when I was watching it back. I was like, oh no, I see why that's there. Oh bugger. So I ordered the camera they shot the film on originally, and I reshot it. Did I show you how it looked when I reshot it?
No.
Oh my god, it's so I've nailed it. I've absolutely nailed it.
Maybe you did.
Yeah.
You didn't send me the camera itself, but
No, I've absolutely nailed the alignment. It looks so good. I just need to be able to download the damn footage, which I'm going to try and do tomorrow. You know, it's impressive. I had all these toys turn up today, and I didn't cancel the show. To go out and take pictures of the sky with my new lens, or to download the footage with my new high definition upscaling device. No, or even do my unboxing for my new headsets. Nope.
toys. You got a bunch of new toys.
I got so many toys, and I could be playing with them, Jesse. I could be playing with my toys.
But instead, we're down here shooting the shit.
Yeah, and obviously I enjoy it. I just want to play with my toys as well.
And both slowly fading.
Yeah. You know what really perk us up?
What?
Get Romulan ale.
I mean, I don't know if I can handle Cartoon Steve, but if I have to.
You had a problem before.
I really like the cartoon you made for this show.
Oh yeah, you'd like it, do you?
It's fun, yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you use?
About 50 different things. It was incredibly irritating. I was hoping to do it quickly. So I had an AI vectorize some images. That avatar of you was made using your Facebook profile picture. The picture of Jack is actually one of his birthday photos, and the image of me is from an airport, I think. An airport photo. I think it came out alright.
Yeah, looks really good.
And then I slapped it into a thing and said, turn that into a thing, and it went okay, because I was feeling quite lazy by that point, because I've been trying to do it for an hour. And it was supposed to be a 5-minute article, and I got carried away, essentially. Because I always use the same image. I always use the same shooting the shit image for us. And I was like, no, I want to be a bit more interesting.
And now you can shift it and...
In theory, yeah, I should just be able to make new variants.
Variants.
If I'm wrong, then bugger.
When I was on my way here, a cop car passed me with flashing lights. And then another one drove by, and just a small portion of me was like, oh, they're coming for him. Coming for the mad scientist. I don't know what he did, but they're coming for the mad scientist.
Welcome to the lab. God, I'm tired.
Yeah.
So, out of curiosity, how long have we been sitting here talking nonsense? Hour and 10 minutes. It's not bad.
That feels like a good amount.
Well, we've got to keep it. I think we need to keep it below an hour and a half. I'm not sure, but somewhere between an hour and a half and 2 hours is where I get problems with Spotify not wanting to take the show.
And I think the people that have watched it from my side, 45 minutes is about what they get in.
45 minutes is actually a good length for a show. But the problem is that we're not really working. Back when we did To Get Us Ready, obviously, and we were going, okay, 9 till 10, we're doing this show. You had this sort of schedule ticking in front of you, and you knew. But because you and I come on once a week, we're shooting the shit, we're going from this time till there's no hard limit. It really depends on how long the conversation goes and what the conversation goes and how off the rails the conversation goes.
And I think, or at least from my side, the conversation last time and this time has shifted because neither of us are controlling it. We're just going in whatever direction the conversation goes.
Yeah, we had the previous structure where Jessy would ask questions and I would answer them to some sort of technical level. It'd be quite fun, but at the same time, these last two shows, the secret ingredient has been that both of us are too tired for any structure.
Yeah, we just let it go.
Let it go. And that's what
Let
I
it-
do. No.
No, that's all we...
You got to be under 10 seconds, mate.
Under 10 seconds.
Under 10 seconds, you got to be well careful. I'll tell you what, I'm tempted if I get the refund from TMD, because it is quite a significant amount to just actually pay for the Live 365, so we can do a show where obviously we wouldn't be on Facebook, guys, and it would never arrive on Spotify. That was actually talking and music and doing things the old way, except sober, because
What would be the advantage?
I like music. It's fun.
So
Also-
music.
Also, the monetization is far better on Live 365. It's far better.
So you pay, but you monetize.
Yeah. So your license would cost you, say, $70 a month, right? But if you get into the top 5%, then the money you make back is closer to 1,000.
Hmm.
Right? And then if you want, you can also sell additional adverts, which we used to do. And you get sponsorship and affiliation on the website because you've got high traffic from your popular show. There's good money to be made in it.
Where is it broadcasted?
Primarily, Live 365 these days is only in Canada and America. It used to be worldwide.
Hmm.
But because of the new licensing restrictions, the thing that caused it to go bankrupt the first time, it doesn't step into the European territories. So we definitely don't advise people to use a free VPN to pretend they're in the United States to listen, because that would be a wrong thing to do. You definitely shouldn't do it. And there won't be links on the website, affiliate links. You see what I mean? You make £7 a year out of somebody taking out a VPN just to listen to the show. There's money. There's real money. But you have to have the money to get started, and you have to have the audiences listening. So you and I are slowly but surely maybe correlating an audience.
Yeah.
I need
You,
to-
you think people are listening?
Apparently. Sometimes they even talk. At some point when I'm unbanned from Facebook and allowed to add people to the page, I could give you an author status on the page, and you can invite people you know. And as we grow our audience, once we reach a point of penetration into the market, you grow into other ones. But then, let's say, hopefully, when you're in a music-driven show and you're using music to drive the show, you have less technical conversations. You have more fun conversations. Technical conversations work really well in a talking environment when you're two blokes having a chat, because that's actually just a way a conversation often organically goes. But when you're listening to music, and it's music you care about, you get passionate about the songs you've just played, and the conversation tone changes immensely, and it creates a more broad appealing thing. So I'd love to do an actual music show again.
That sounds like that would be more than an hour once a week.
Typically, if you're going to do a music show, you want a 2-hour slot minimum. But you can do it once a week. You get. It depends. I think we had Rocking Out with Kel was every Friday, I think, and then there was Cheese was Monday or something. I have to look at what the schedule used to be. But yeah, you'd have DJs would have specific slots on specific days.
I mean, I know a guy that wants to become a DJ.
Who's that?
A guy that was in my improv class.
What, here?
Yeah.
So you know that, you drag him along, force him to be part of it all. But does he want to be a DJ as in like a radio DJ, or does he want to get his decks out and start mixing?
I think mostly mixing.
Yeah. See, that's the difference. Because when you've got somebody who does mostly mixing, they don't necessarily do the MCing. And by MCing, I don't mean rapping. I mean...
Like talking.
Yeah.
Conversation about the music,
Yeah.
not just music.
Yeah.
Although, I think to be a successful DJ, you need that element. It's not just the music.
Yeah, but you tend to find that it's sparser. Because when you do a set, when you do a mixing set, you can do that set for fucking 60 minutes without needing to say a word. One track into the next if you're good, because you can seamlessly keep the mix going. Whereas if you're the sort of DJ who plays at a wedding, you're used to having a small talk every 2 songs. So it's a different school.
Mm-hmm.
But
So we need a wedding DJ.
wedding DJs make good radio DJs.
Wedding DJs make good radio
Yeah.
DJs.
That's going to be one of our slogans, I think, for this show. In actual fact, wherever AI does our subtitles, highlight that. Wedding DJs make good radio DJs. seriously, I know you can hear me when this goes through the subtitle generator.
Remind us later.
What I'm interested in is to see if it actually works, because YouTube has an AI subtitle generator which I use for part of the listings, and I just want to know if when I run this out, it will remember to say that. Highlights. We should be saying that. We should be like giving it some sort of instruction to see how much AI can help us turn this into a financial masterpiece. Just as a side note, guys.
Because it's not all about the money.
What would make you give me money? No. Just as a side note, guys, when you're listening to this, those of you who do, those of you who watch it afterwards or whatever, what topics would you like us to talk about more here? Because as Jessy said, some people find us highly technical, because I am highly technical. But if you had a thing that you would like a conversation to be centered around, let me know so that we can try out like audience suggestions, because obviously we're going to come on here each week and we're going to talk about what's happened in our week or something technical that Jessy wants to know more about. But firstly, if you actually have something technical you want to learn more about and you think, maybe Steve's got the answer, or maybe you want to learn more about how to improve your life and you think Jessy's got the answer, or maybe you just want to have a conversation or have a conversation, make a conversation that's going to be awkward, because I'm okay with that as well. Just in general, if you've got a suggestion in between now and the next show, you can either drop a comment or send me a message, because I know for a few days you'll be able to watch this live on Facebook, and I think YouTube let you do the replays. And again, when this comes out, this will be out on Spotify probably in about 3 weeks. So it's going to be a standing invitation. If you've ever got something you think would make a good topic for conversation, let us know. Because I'm interested in letting the audience drive a little bit. Because we used to let the audience drive a bit, but again, when we were on Live 365, we had a separate standalone chat app, and people did come in and interact more because of the music. I think it was a huge pushing factor. I think we're missing it.
The music.
Yeah. No, I like what we do here. This is good.
But it needs music.
Yeah, which sadly, once we get to the point where we're doing music, shooting the shit has to be a separate show to the music show. Because we can't... Shooting the shit is about talking.
Yeah.
And if we then put music in it, then we're going to lose all the platforms we've been doing this on. And even though it's not exactly a multi-million-pound fucking enterprise, I enjoy doing this with you.
It's fun. It's good.
And if we got 10 viewers a year, who gives a damn? We actually just sit here and make time to have a conversation when we're not typing or working. It doesn't matter if it's not popular. If it gets popular, sweet. If it doesn't, who cares? I don't want to feel with it. It's not whether or not it's a formula that works. I enjoy this time. But I would like to also enjoy a separate time when it was a music-driven show.
I mean, for me, I probably doesn't even fit into the CKDS radio brand, but I would like to have music to work to.
Yeah.
And to know that other people are listening to that. That is the type of curated music I would love to have. That's
the in between show playlist system. Yes, that's what it is, and you set a time frame for it.
And especially just having someone come in periodically and say like, "Hey, it's probably a good time to go for a walk," or take a break.
Do you know what? I could put that into the interjections, because there's automatic interjections.
It'd be so good.
That's pretty cool.
Like, have the playlist you turn, because I always listen to the same playlist, and I would love for an actual human, or even someone with better AI skills than me, to come up with a playlist that is perfect for work. That's what I want.
I think
that's what I would listen to. I would turn on CKDS radio every single morning when I start working.
Let's have a look at the current prices.
All right. Do we want to end the live stream?
We are going to leave. We're going to leave in a second. We're just going to end on. How much is it? I forget.
But I couldn't even listen to it here because you said it's only in North America.
Yeah, and you definitely shouldn't use Definitely shouldn't use a VPN. Absolutely not. I keep getting confused actually because I'm listening to my Spotify via VPN.
Well, you don't even use a VPN for Spotify.
It's not on purpose. It's because I have VPNs for other stuff,
Oh,
and I
okay,
just forget to turn it off. And the Spotify, the VPN is currently set to Canada, and I keep forgetting. So every now and then my adverts will come in, and they'll be talking English, and then suddenly it'll be talking French, and I'm like, what? Oh yeah, I'm in Canada.
Welcome to Canada, eh?
Right. So that one is $60 a month
With ads.
with ads. I don't actually want to reactivate, guys. I just want to see how much it is to do the year. Wait, let me click the button.
Only per month.
You can pay by year. I know you can.
Maybe after what happened with you, they just
No,
stopped long-term payments.
No, you absolutely can. Payouts. No payouts available because I've been off the air for too long. Damn. I didn't earn enough for it to matter anyway. $60. $60 a month.
$60 a month.
We need to find someone to sponsor $60 a month so I can put together your work playlist. Or you can help me put together the work playlist. Just like a 3-hour segment for the afternoon workers.
For me, it'd be the morning.
I don't give a shit.
Like between 9 and 12.
So that's your get going to work playlist, then. It's your
Yeah, like the deep work. Don't bother me, don't call me, just let me do the thing I do best.
so death metal, yeah.
I usually listen to epic instrumental,
Yeah.
like that type of thing.
Mhm.
Lyrics distract me. Anytime, like as soon as someone starts talking, I'm like, who am
Yeah.
I? But anything instrumental, I love, especially when there's like soft guitar.
Yeah.
Or some sort of guitar. And I like when it, I build a playlist that kind of starts slow
Mhm.
and then builds up
Mhm.
and then comes back down to kind of follow that ultradian cycle.
Mhm.
Because we go through cycles throughout the day. It's not just like death metal morning to night. You're going to burn out. But if you start slow,
I don't know
speed
what
up,
you're talking about.
slow down, and then that's where it's like when it on the come down. All right, time to take a break. Whatever.
Okay.
Have a glass of water, make a tea, and then start over.
Well, we need to find some way to justify it, and then I will gladly not only create. We need about 40 hours worth of music for your 3-hour show, and then I will record people saying things like, "Go for a walk."
Yeah.
Have a glass of water. Are you drinking enough?
Yeah, like just interjections that wake you up and like, oh shit. But yeah, I've been just
Fire!
staring at a screen for the past 2 hours.
Yeah.
Would be good to walk. Like today when you took a call from someone,
Yeah.
you were pacing the house back and forth.
Oh, yeah, I
and
do
it made
that.
me really happy. It's like,
Oh yeah, I can't. I'm not good at sitting down when I'm doing. That was my dad, by the way. That's who I was on the call with.
yeah, I didn't know if you wanted to.
Yeah. There's my dad's car got hit 6 months ago, and he lost his wing mirror. He's not been able to use the car, and me and him. He's in Bulgaria. I'm in Czech. We have been trying to replace this mirror on his car, and it is apparently rarer than. I can't even give a cogent comparison because you don't expect a mass manufactured car to be so hard to get a part for. But
Can't find it on eBay.
not every time either one of us have ordered the part for the other side has turned up. In actual fact, if you heard, he was like, "Oh, you've got the left coming. I only need the right. Why does this keep happening?" And he was like, "Oh no, wait! I need the left. We keep getting the right. The correct piece is coming. Yes, Dad. It'll be here in the week. It's nearly over. I can be on the road."
You can't drive with missing a mirror?
It's not safe to if it's an important mirror.
But it's in Bulgaria.
Yeah, but he wants to be. It's not about legality. They probably let him drive.
Oh, okay.
It's about not wanting to wreck the rest of the car because he can't see behind him.
I mean, when I was in New Zealand, I had a mirror that like the mechanism that holds it in place broke, and it became super floppy. But then when I got to like highway speed, the aerodynamics would put it in position, so it would be fine when I was on the highway, and then it would go back to being floppy.
Jessy drove here.
It'd go back to going floppy, and then I'd stop, and it would just eventually, because I wanted to.
Have you ever owned a car in one piece?
Actually, this is the car that, like, the one I'm talking about was the last car I owned. No. No, it wasn't the last car I owned.
No.
But this one, I sold it for 1,000 Kiwi dollars. And
So like 4 apples.
it was like 4 apples.
Yeah.
I really hope the guy got at least a year out of it. Because at some point I wanted to sell it, and the mirror was, and the floppy was not enough, so I bought the glue that's like, it's 2 tubes, but then it creates
Epoxy resin.
I just shoved a bunch of epoxy resin and put it down.
Oh.
So then it was solid.
Dear
And
Lord.
then another time I was going skydiving, and I get like, as I pull
Land on the car.
as I got onto the street to the airport, it was like 500 meters from my destination. I started shifting. It's just like, this feels weird. I looked down at the dash, and like the temperature gauge is usually perfectly in the middle.
Yeah.
It was beyond the red,
Yeah.
and I could like smell oil burning.
Blowing
Like,
the gasket and all of your water's evaporating.
I think this is bad. It wasn't the gasket, but yes, the water had evaporated.
Had the water get over? Did you not put the cap on?
I was panicking, but we got there like right on time. The weather was changing.
How did you blow all the fluid out? If the cap...
The weather was Steve. The weather was inclemental, so it was like I was panicking because of the car, but we needed to go jump out of a plane. So like putting the suit on, what the hell am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Putting the parachute, like getting in the plane. We were like the guy that was jumping with us. Like, hey, I heard about your car. Like, call me if you're going to be sticking around. You can come party with us tonight. I was like, okay, cool. Like, at least we got a backup plan. And when we jumped out of the plane, I was focusing on breathing. Like, I don't know if you've gone skydiving before.
No, we've had this conversation.
Okay. So
Episode 4, in fact, the one that I published today, there was a whole thing about how people like me and Jack should not skydive.
So when you're skydiving, your mind, like it's a really good meditative exercise, because you're not.
Because if you don't, you die.
Yeah, like you're not thinking of your taxes or anything else. You're just thinking like, wow, I am falling at 200 kilometers an hour, and the ground is coming really fast. And then when I hit the ground, and it's funny because I have a video, and there's like, you can see the expression on my face of like, I hit the ground, I am in bliss, and then you see my face turn. Right, the car.
Yeah.
And then instantly, wait, I can just put water in the radiator and see what happens. So that's what I did. I put water in the radiator. It was peeing. I was like, oh, okay, that's a problem.
So was the radiator leak.
Yeah, the radiator leak. That's a problem. And then someone told me, like, oh, you can buy this magical solution. It blocks the hole.
Oh.
I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah, you got to be in a real emergency to use that.
I was. I had a radiator with a hole in it.
Did you replace the radiator before you sold it, or?
I sold it for $1,000, and
so it still had magic juice in it.
It still had magic juice in it.
The stuff breaks down,
And
like with
epoxy. Like, it was good for another 6 months. I drove the car for another 6 months, and it was fine.
So he got 4 minutes out of it. that radiator repair stuff isn't supposed to last 6 months. Like, normally when the winter comes between the expansion and contraction, the radiator, the stuff breaks down quite quickly.
Well, he got an epoxied mirror and a pretty patched up radiator. And it was his first ever car.
My first car was a train wreck. It's a Vauxhall Nova. Had a bit of rust on it. And I bought it from this guy called Jim. Didn't I, Jim? Anyway, so firstly, the vacuum advance was gone. Now, the vacuum advance helps regulate the fuel air mix when a car's going uphill, and it was damaged. So Drew went to the breaker's yard to get a new vacuum advance and fell off a stack of cars. He still has a knee problem as a result of this. Shouldn't laugh, but it is what it is. Anyway, we gave the car a relative service. It was nice, nippier than it should have been, but it had a bit of rust under the bumper. So I got a rust kit, and when I went to start treating it, it became apparent quite quickly that the back of the car under the bumper was in fact not metal, but paper mache. Wasn't it, Jim? So I took it. So I took it to Mix, which was the mechanic my dad worked for at the time, and I left it there. And I was working at the insurance company, so I was earning good money. I didn't care that it was going to cost a bit. And firstly, the suspension arm needed replacing. He had to angle grind it off because it was so. The bolts were so rusted on. They had to angle grind them off and replace all the mounts. Didn't they, Jim? Anyway. I feel sorry for the people on Spotify. That's suddenly getting very loud, but you know, for the effect.
And at least one of them will be named Jim.
Well, for a start, I'll be sending a link to this one to Jim. Anyway, so I come back and Mick's like, so I checked the car X. I was like, can you get MOT ready? And he goes, there's so much rust in it. It's going to cost like 1,000 something pounds. And we're talking 20 odd years ago. You buy a new car in England for 6,000 at the time. But she was my baby, that was my first car. So I was like, alright, and I got my wallet out. And he went, you're not having the car back. I was like, what? He goes, you're not spending that money on that heap. You get your stuff out and then it's going to the scrapyard. I was like, oh. But never mind, it is what it is. I think Mum drove it for a while before it got scrapped, before we knew that there was all this damage. It did see the road, but mostly Mum. And then Mum bought a Mini? Micro, I can't remember. But I remember, because I'd been learning to drive in the Nova, because it was, like I say, it was roadworthy, it was taxes paid and insured.
Not made of paper mache.
No, it was made of paper mache, I just didn't know it. Driving paper mache at 110 miles an hour. The guy who was teaching me, one of the people, the person who taught me in the Nova was a guy called Paul Thompson, who passed away last year. He was the person who taught me to edit video, who was also somebody who taught me to drive. And we were driving down the road, and he was like, put your foot down, put your foot down, put your foot down, put your foot down, change up a gear. And I was like, get a bit fast, Paul. He goes, the moment you get your licence, you're going to go out on this road, you're going to drive like an idiot. So I'm going to teach you how to drive like an idiot safely. I was like, okay. Then he's like, put your foot down, put your foot down, put your foot down, put your foot down, change gear. Put your foot down, put your foot down, put your foot down, change gear. Put your foot down, put your foot down, change gear. Put your foot down, change gear. I was like, Paul, 110 miles an hour, in fifth gear, no more gears, coming up to a corner.
Figure it out.
But yeah, it did mean years later I was having lessons with an actual driving school, and people see the L badge and they think that you're going to be, nervous as a driver. This guy, he done fucked up. So I'm going down the road. We're going down one of these country lanes, and I'm on one side. There's a truck coming the other way. And this guy gets right up my arse and decides he's taking me over because he can see the L badge. So I put my foot down so that I'm in tow with him. So he starts trying to accelerate, and we can see the truck in the distance. So he starts accelerating. So I just kept pacing him. So he was stuck on the side of the road, essentially driving directly at the truck, and I was forcing him to stay driving face first towards the truck. And then so he started to slow down. So I started to slow down. And I kept him on the side of the road with the truck. Right up until about 100 metres away, and then I slammed my brakes a bit and let him get in the road in front of me. And then my driving instructor was like, I reckon that taught him a lesson, but don't do that again. Now, obviously, I was obviously doing it in a managed way. The guy had plenty of distance. It was just about making him realise you shouldn't be doing that. Because the instructors do have pedals on that side. If I had put the man's life in any real danger, obviously they would have interfered. But obviously, because of taking my first lessons with Paul, I was quite confident on being able to manage a vehicle at speed. But in between Paul and my driving lessons, when we got rid of the Nova, Mum bought her car, and her car had power steering, and that was an adjustment, because my first car you had to fight the steering wheel. But I'm driving down the road in Mum's car, and I got a bit of glare in my eye, so I went to put the sun visor down, and my hand moved such a small amount, I nearly took the fucking car off the road. It's like, bloody hell! Oh, I don't like this, Mum, no. I'm not a fan of this power steering malarkey.
Yeah, it took some getting used to.
Yeah.
I had power steering brake in one of my cars, so I was going full manual for a while, and it's like it's different, especially parallel parking. But you get used to it.
I prefer it. Still prefer it. I like the battle.
Did I ever tell you what happened to my first car?
Door fell off.
No,
Just taking a guess based on what I've seen.
This is the road trip I was on when I was contemplating going to St. Jean Macaron.
Mm-hmm.
I went on a road, like, I lived in a small town, and when I got to the highway, I made a decision. Do I go Eastern Canada or Western Canada? Eastern felt closer, so I went east. And at the end of the day, I did like 12,000 something kilometers. I came back, started the car the day after I came back from the road. So at some point, I was like 4,000 kilometers away.
Mm-hmm.
I came back the day after I came back from the trip, started the car, blew the engine. Right in the driveway. And somehow I drove it to the next village. I'm like, man, it's really lazy. Like, it's got no power. And then we opened up the head, and the timing belt had skipped.
Yeah.
So
all the cylinder valves were hitting cylinders.
Exactly.
And,
So
we actually got a car. One of the first cars I gave to Drew was a Peugeot 205 that I had acquired because the belt had snapped, and all of the valves had slammed into the cylinder head. So the engine was absolutely mullered. And we rebuilt it with his Uncle Peter and re-ground all of the valve seatings and everything. And he got some good usage out of that car. You can rebuild it,
yeah,
make it stronger.
Whether it's worth the effort.
Well, that's the thing. Obviously, from our perspective, we were the sort of people who like doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
So financially, it was worth the effort, because obviously, if we wanted to pay someone to do it, it would have cost like $1,000, because the engine was ruined. But it cost us about 45 quid in parts, and maybe a weekend in time, because his Uncle Peter knows his stuff.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you know someone that knows how to rebuild it, and it's just a question of parts, then it's reasonable.
Well, he designs. I think he designs jet engines for Rolls Royce.
So he knows his shit.
I think he's been around an engine or two.
Been around.
He's got a wee bit of experience.
But I mean, jet engine would be totally different than a.
I mean, one is bigger than the other, definitely. Yeah.
Size matters in these things.
Yeah. But he's got a collection of Nissan. Are they Nissans? I think they're Nissans.
Is there?
Yeah, Nissan X200s.
How does a jet engine work?
I'm not an aeronautics engineer. Dan, you still here? Well, he's a pilot, so.
So he might know. So I'm just trying to think, like, where's the explosion? Because it's still a combustion engine.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine it's a series of pistons. So it must be a different kind of explosion.
I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say it's definitely different to a regular engine. But I don't know. I'm not an aeronautics engineer, nor am I a pilot.
No, I'm just trying to picture where the explosion would be. That makes sense, but
I don't know. Because it doesn't feel the same as a rocket, because there's turbines that we see turn. I'm sure there are. I don't know. I don't know how they work. And I'm too tired to be trying to learn aeronautic engineering at this time of night. But yeah, he collects this car.
I don't know what I'm trying to picture in my mind. It's
I don't know. You've got
somehow I'm trying to invent.
There's some Wile E. Coyote stuff going on in your head
I'm
right
trying to invent a jet engine,
I don't know how they work. I will see how I can theoretically design one from scratch.
From everything I know.
I know how fire works. This is my starting point, and this fire must push hard.
Fire must push hard.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm distracted.
No, it's fine. But yeah, Peter also he loves this car, this Nissan SX 100, I think it's what it's called, or 200, and they're actually notorious pieces of crap for longevity. It's a real fast car, but they don't last a long time. And last I knew, he had several of them because he kept them as donor cars, and he's always rebuilding the car. So was always very hands on with his engines. We absolutely wouldn't have done it without him. We would have just written it off. But yeah, I think I got the 205 from Paul. Man was so much of my life. The Peugeot 205, I think I got it from Paul Thompson, the guy who taught me to edit, the guy who taught me to drive in the Nova. I think he gave me the Peugeot. It was so much of my life.
Nice guy.
He was lovely to me. He was a wonderful man. Such a shame. But alas, I'm going to be on the high note that I learned a lot from Paul over the years, and not the negative of obviously he's no longer with us. And I'm going to say we should call it because we were going to call it 20 minutes ago.
And we kept talking.
And then we kept talking because we can do that.
Yeah. So
And we will catch all three of you next week. No, I don't. I genuinely never know what the numbers are going to be like. But we'll see you soon. And thanks for listening.
And if you know how a jet engine works, let me know.
Yeah, put it in the comments. Hey Jesse, this is how you do it.
This is how it works.